Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of SBG Craft. This is episode 18, and I just came back from AFKing here at the dragon egg farm. I turned it off a minute ago. It was still going. I didn't get kicked off the server or anything like that. So let's go and check it out. Here. Storage is down here. As you can already see, this is pretty full here. Okay, these. Okay, we made it all the way to here. All right. Just pillar up with these, I guess. Okay, yeah, we filled up this entire storage. Yeah, let's see here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 9 times 10, that's 90. 90 double chests plus a bunch of hoppers in the back. That's a lot of math, but all I know is that's a lot of dragon eggs. So yeah, yeah, that is a lot. We should be good with that for a while. Yeah, I'm gonna come back here in another episode probably soon, and I'll probably make that storage probably fancier and something. Maybe I'll automate it so that it comes over here to the exit end portal. But for now, that right there is good enough for me. Alright guys, so I'm over here at my main nether hub area, and on the back of my board here I put up a couple signs and I'm going to go over them with you. I decided I'm going to put down like a bunch of rules that I want to follow now that I'm on my own server. So I'm just going to go over them real quick with you guys. So here we go. Obviously I built a dragon egg duper in the last episode. So yeah, and I did that because the only way to break bedrock now is with dragon eggs. So yeah, there's that. TNT duping is still okay. Also, falling block duping is okay. So along with dragon eggs, I can do sand, gravel, the concrete blocks and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all fine. Next up is Elder Guardian and Shulker farms. These are basically really rare mobs, and their drops are also really rare. So I decided that it's okay there to build some farms that kind of duplicate them, but also not duplicate them. It's kind of hard to explain, just look it up on YouTube. So yeah, that's fine by me. Next up is rail and carpet duplication. Yeah, honestly, rail and carpet, if you have unlimited amounts of that, you're not really like overpowered. So I'm fine with duplicating it. But beyond that, there's no other duplication. So diamonds or like, I don't know, enchanted swords and tools and stuff like that. No other duplication. So next up, RNG super helmets. This is something that they're doing on the Prototech server. They're building up this really, kind of crazy farm. There's a lot of people out there actually on YouTube that are building farms like this. But the super helmets that you get from the skeleton horses, those ones are okay. But with this next rule, no other RNG farms. So they have like iron farms and witch farms and mob farms, and I just think, they're really cool. And I kind of want to build one just to build it, but the amount of resources you get is kind of overpowered for me. So I'm just gonna stay away from that. And yeah. So next up is the carpet mod. I am, maybe someday I will download it for the technical uses, so I can use it for, just kind of like the information that it has. There are a lot of different parts of that mod that I wouldn't say are cheating, but it's just not stuff that I'm into. But if it kind of adds more information, kind of like an F3 screen, I'm okay with that. So, and next up is the Schematica mod. I don't want it on the server, but it's okay in single player. So if I build something, I can download the world and then check it in single player just to make sure that I have all the blocks in the right place. So next up is auto clicking. I'm okay with auto click because I have like programmable keys on my keyboard and mouse. So with that, I can have it like swing my sword automatically and stuff, but I don't want like automatic crafting or like villager trading scripts. That's a little overpowered for me. So next up is the zombie horse spawner. Basically, there's no other way to get zombie horses other than in creative, or if you convert a spawner into a zombie horse spawner using an egg. So I'm okay with that. And the only thing you can really get from that is the mob head, and that's it. So I'm okay with that. So okay, next up is the Enderman griefing. That is still disabled. I don't want the Enderman stealing my dirt and sand and stuff, so I have that disabled. Also, the one player sleep is enabled. This pretty much only helps out like if I have my second account AFK somewhere, I can still sleep. Next up is the mob switch and chunk loading. I'm okay with making mob switches and chunk loaders, so I can get really nice fancy ones and perma loaders and all that stuff. So I'm okay with that. But going along with the like one player sleep and stuff like that, I will not be increasing the mob limit using other accounts. So I'm not going to be running a mob farm and log in on my second account just to increase the mob limit. However, if I have like my alternate account at a mob farm and I log in with my main account and the mob limit happens to be increased, I'm okay with it. I'm not going to avoid playing or anything like that just because of it. So and next up, like I said, mob heads. I have Assumavoid's mob heads on the server. I have a couple farms already based around this, but no other loot tables will be changed. So I took out the shulker shells. Like the shulkers were dropping extra shells, and so I took that out. And then also the Ender Dragon doesn't drop elytras, so I can't sit there and farm them. And then finally, there is no game mode 3 unless I'm making a full perimeter. So I can't just fly around in game mode 3 looking for caves or diamonds or whatever. However, I can go into game mode 3 and find the like mob spawners in an area if I'm planning on making a full perimeter. So setting up a TNT duper and all that stuff to make a full perimeter out of the area. yeah, so I can find the mob spawners and protect them and not blow them up. So these are the rules. I'm probably going to keep adding to them. So every time I come up with a new rule, I'll bring you guys back here and add it to the board. So with that being said, let's move on to my project I'm working on today, and I'll see you there. All right, guys. So I am over here at the my main base, with the quad witch huts and the mob farms, and I am under the storage, and it's basically like my temporary storage area. There's kind of a system, that I kind of personally understand and memorize, um, and so yeah, this now that I'm doing my own thing in single player and all my projects that I want to do, I need to get organized. But that's just plain and simple. And one of the biggest things that I need to get organized about is my items. I come over here and I empty out these shulker boxes and do it all by hand, and I can spend like hours doing it and moving stuff around when I could be off building things and digging giant holes and just getting stuff done. But instead, I'm moving random items around and trying to find a place to put all my water buckets. Like, where do you put stuff like that? Anyways, so what I'm gonna do is actually build up a sorting system. I'm going to go with Nembomb's multi item sorting. I'll link it down in the description. But yeah, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start building it up, and I'll do it in a time lapse. So I hope you like it. Hey guys, I just want to admit something real quick. I had some technical difficulties, aka I lost the rest of this time-lapse footage, and I'm currently away from like my main desk and setup, so I don't have that available. So this is it for the time-lapse, and I'm just going to keep going with the episode. Thanks. Alright guys, and I'm back. Wow, what a project that was. It actually took me the span of almost 2 weeks to record all of that, mainly because it just, I had stuff going on in real life, so I had to spread out the recordings of that over almost 2 weeks. But yeah, anyways, it's all done. I built everything up here, and a little bit off camera stuff. I went a little crazy with the sea lanterns, just making sure that everything is lit up really well, to make sure no mobs spawn, but also it keeps the light updates down, so it helps fight lag. I also, this one you can see I half slabbed a bunch of it. It's actually in a slime chunk, so I was getting slime spawning like all over this thing. So I went around anything that I could find that slimes could spawn on and half slabbed it. So yeah, everything's built, and I need to actually go around and test this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop half a stack of this concrete in here, and this thing's going to fire up in a second. Yep, you can see how laggy it just got. Let's back away a little bit. But yeah, so I'm going to do that. You can see everything's lighting up in there. Yeah, so I'm going to test. I'm going to go through all of these and make sure that they're all working. I'm going to let them run, and I should, in that chest right there, get 32 concrete. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'll be right back. Alright, so as you saw, everything is working fine. I put in 32 over here, and I actually got 33 out of this one, so I'm guessing there was already one in the system for when I was building. But then I put 32 in this one, 32 in that one, and they both gave me 32 out the end here. So basically, if there were chests on these hoppers here, they'd be going into those chests, and it'd be working perfectly. So my next step is to, connect these. Yeah, basically I gotta run just a hopper line that goes from that chest to that chest, and that's about it. You know, gotta connect these two. But then another thing that I'm going to do is overflow protection. So basically, you know, all this stuff is going to be stackable items and stuff like that. You know, it's going to be a limited amount. So if I get some items in there that I have like a farm for or something where there's just a ton of them, they might fill up their spot, and then, you know, they won't have anywhere to go. And that is actually why I left this blank right here. This is actually just going to be a wall of chests that, you know, the overflow from here is going to go into an item elevator and go up into these chests right here. Yeah, so, and also how I'm going to do it is this first half is going to be automated so that anything that comes through this system will automatically go up into some hoppers that go down into chests, and, you know, it's stored there, and I'll have to come along and sort it. And then the other half is going to be manually sorted. So it's going to be like non-stackable items, armor, enchanted books, weapons, tools, stuff like that. That without getting like a crazy, like complicated zombie whatever sorter and stuff like that. You know, I'm just going to have a bunch of chests and put items in it as I need to manually. So yeah, that's the next steps for me. So I'm actually just going to make a cut and knock a bunch of that stuff out, and I'll bring you back in when I got something to show you. Alright guys, so I have done quite a bit since that last clip. Let's see here, I tested out all of these sections, and they're all working 100%. So I connected them up with a hopper line, so they're all connected. And also I wouldn't call it working on the aesthetics, but I got the floor in. I'm just going with the gray glass and you know, sea lantern, you know, trim, or, you know, around the edge or whatever. I still need to get down here. I'm probably just going to put a wall or something in front of the redstone down there so you don't see it. But, you know, I have a lot of work aesthetically in this area before I can call it actually done. So right now it's more functional than anything. Also, I started putting up the chests and whatnot. And basically, I'm going to have everything go into shulker boxes just because I think it's cool, you know. You can just run up and get into it that way. But I also have some regular chests in here so that if I say this is the storage for like stone or cobblestone or dirt or something that I'm going to have just a ton of, rather than have like this entire column be filled up with cobblestone, I can fill up a shulker box and then manually put it into this chest. So yeah, I'll have storage for both. And yeah, I know that I could have gotten more room if I had these chests going this way. And also, you know, I have all the redstone set up for two columns here, but it's going into the same chest, so it doesn't really matter. Da 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 da. I know, but it looks good. I think it looks good. It's symmetrical. It's odd. You know, it's an odd number and it's symmetrical, and I love it. It's perfect. I made all these shulker boxes white so that as I go through and start putting items in here, if it's like a specific color or something like that, or like everything in here generally is one color, I can dye that shulker box and I will know that, you know, it's used. And, you know, unless I have a bunch of white items and stuff, I'll know which ones are used and which ones aren't. So I got that. I still have to go around and do the rest of these, but over here at the end, what I'm going to do here, as you can see, everything is a bright rainbow, and this is for all of the like dyeable items. I'm going to have those all right here. So I'm going to have like the top row be like glass for each of these colors, and then, you know, the next row will be wool, and then the next row will be clay, and then concrete, and, you know, so on and so forth. So yeah, I got all 16 colors in here, and then I have you know, one row on each end, which I don't know. I just put white shulker boxes to hold the place there. So I don't know what I'm going to put in there. I might put like regular chests. That way, if I get like shulker boxes of, you know, glass or clay or whatever, I can put those in there too. But yeah, for now, they're just white shulkers. I'll change them if I need to. And then finally, over here, after all these three sorting systems, I just have the overflow right here. You know, super simple. I just, you know, have the hopper line. Anything that doesn't get sorted in here will come through this hopper line, go up that elevator there, and into these chests. They're not sorted or anything like that. So it just goes across here and, you know, all the way over there. So this is all going to have to be manually sorted by me. And what I think I'm going to do is just have, like, you know, this area be just like the random junk that doesn't get sorted and stuff like that. And then over here, I'll manually sort all of my like non-stackable items, you know. So I'll have like all my tools and armor in this row, and then all my books in this row, and then horse armor here, and, you know, so on and so forth. And I'll just manually sort all that out. And yeah, and it's all hooked up to hoppers in case, you know, this over here does fill up with stuff that doesn't go into these. But I doubt that I'll let it get all the way to here, you know. Maybe like the first time I use this, it'll fill up a bunch of this. But once I get the system and all these filled up with what I want in them, I don't think that there'll be a whole lot in the overflow, but you know, it's there for emergencies, I guess. So, but I'm not going to do that today. I'll finish up in between episodes, putting all these other chests in, and I'll go in and start, you know, putting the items into the chests, and yeah. And I'm probably going to have to memorize all this because I don't want to have a bunch of what you called it, you know, item frames, you know, creating a bunch of lag and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna memorize where everything goes. Maybe I'll put up a couple for like major items or something. But yeah, anyways, I have a little bit of time left in this episode, so I can work on another little project that I want to do. So I'm gonna fly over there real quick, and I'll bring you back in when when you can get started. Alright guys, so here I am at the final project for the episode. It's going to be a real quick one. I'm just going to talk about it, build it, and then come back and show it, I guess. So anyways, while I was building that storage system at my base, I was using concrete blocks, and I kept running out, and it was getting really annoying, and yeah, so basically I need a good source of concrete blocks. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to build up a little duper. This is at a different, what's called end portal. This one is, I believe, directly north of like my base area. So yeah, pretty much I'm going to build this up. That way I can get you know, like concrete blocks and sand and gravel and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna build that up real quick, and I'll bring you back in when I got it done, and we can test it out, see how it goes. Alright, and I'm back. I got everything built up here. It should be built correctly. Yeah, not much to really say about it. I used these mushroom blocks because I just had some laying around in these chests here from getting rid of the portal blocks. So I was like, I'll use them. I got the chickens in place. The redstone's all hooked up here. Turned on. See, starts firing. I still need to put in like the sand and stuff, and I also have to test it. But before I do that, I jump in here. Get rid of this real quick. Okay. I had to change up. Alright, so I had to change up the collection here in the end, because if I'm you know, making cement, I can't have it just drop into water like that. Let's see if I can jump out of here. Probably not. I'm gonna have to break some glass. Awesome. Okay. So did I? Yep. Okay, there we go. Anyways, I had to change the collection because I can't have it just drop into the water like I had before for the dragon eggs. So I just have it dropping onto some soul sand, and then over here is a little clock that fires a piston, and the piston will push any items that fall onto that block into this water stream, and then they will go along the storage here. This is, like I said before, this is all just very temporary. I kind of just ghetto threw it together to get the job done for now. And in the future, I'll put like a big sorting system, fancy whatever stuff, shulker loader and stuff like that. But for now, I'm just doing this so I can get some resources to build some stuff. Right now I have a lot of really big builds on my list because, with this move to a new server and stuff, I lost a lot of the resources and farms that I had available. So I need to get building and get these other farms up and going. So that's what's coming up in the future episodes. But for now, let's just get back and let's get some sand going in this thing, and we can see if it's working. These up there like that. Yeah, I'm just going to put a bunch of sand in here, and in the future I will, after this cut pretty much, I will come back and test each individual space and make sure that it is working. So right now I have my alternate account in the end, so if I turn this on, it should, if I look on my other screen here, it should start duplicating. Alright, yeah, so it's working. I can see on the other screen that it's working. And by the looks of it, with the amount that's coming out over there, it definitely looks like all these spots are working. One thing that you have to look out for is the chickens and the goats not being aligned correctly. If they're not aligned correctly, then the sand won't duplicate, and just won't work for that spot. So, yeah. But, anyways, I'm gonna I'll fix that or test everything after this episode. So, but with that being said, I'm going to probably set a couple different colors of cement here. Maybe some gravel, get a bunch of sand going, just go down the list and get as much, as much use out of this farm as possible. I'll go AFK and I'll bring you guys back in next episode and show you what I got. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.